Corey Maselli here, Squat Life Interviews number 8. Today I'm going to be talking with Craig Foster, a film show conceptualizer, a creator, producer, revenue raiser, and we're going to get into that a little bit. Craig, can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea of even starting your own television show?
Well, Corey, my family owned a prominent company in the sporting goods industry, the Hodgman Waiter Company.
Okay.
And over the years, I worked my way up to become the vice president of marketing. And one of my responsibilities was we sponsored various television shows, fishing and hunting television shows. So I kind of learned the television business from that. I even had some of these shows that we sponsor, they would have me on as a guest host, and I do little segments and whatnot.
Sure.
So I was interested in TV, and even as a young kid, I was always goofing around with a video camera, video and stuff. So the interest was there. And then in 2005, we sold the family business. We sold Hodgman. And so, what am I going to do next?
Golden parachute?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, maybe a little one. But I had always also been very passionate about duck hunting. So I knew the television business, and I was passionate about duck hunting. So I'm like, how can I make a living duck hunting? So I said, well, why don't I try creating a duck hunting television show? And that's exactly what I did. And the name of it was The Flyway Highway, and it aired nationally on different cable channels for 13 years.
Well, one thing I remember, just stopping by your office one day, for no real reason, you had a little marketing kit and a box and a big stop sign. I said, stop. Are you sick of spending money on the same old marketing campaigns that you've done over years? And I remember your show was the first reality-based, reality-type outdoor television show. You think that gave you an advantage in gaining your initial sponsors?
Yeah, I think it did. There are two reasons that I was able to become successful right away. Number one, I had a unique concept. It was kind of a reality-based show, and at that time, back in 2005, 2006, that's when all those reality shows started becoming popular, but there was really nothing in the hunting and fishing end of the television industry that was doing something like that. So it was an original concept at that time. And also another big consideration is I had connections in the hunting industry because of my job position with Hodgman. I knew a lot of people at Remington Arms and other various well-known companies in the hunting, and I was able to procure the sponsors, and that's a big, big part of it. I mean, that's like 90% of it.
Well, a lot of people have come up with a great television show idea. Can you tell us what it's like to come up with a show idea and actually getting it to air on television?
Well, the bottom line is you need money, lots of money. You have to raise money because it's kind of a lot of people don't understand. They think that these channels that you watch on TV pay the producers like me to air the show, but no.
That's not the case.
No, a producer like me has to actually purchase the airtime from the channel.
Okay.
So how do you do that? You have to go out and raise cash sponsorships from various companies, in my case in the hunting industry.
Right.
And some of my first big sponsors, again, was like Remington Firearms, Arctic Cat for ATVs and whatnot, because duck hunters all have ATVs, and just a bunch of other smaller companies. And you do a contract with them, an advertising contract. You promote their products on the show, and of course they pay you. And the proceeds of that you put toward purchasing the airtime.
I'm guessing the airtime is a little more than a couple $1,000 per episode.
Well, it depends on the network you're on. Like, for example, I started on the Outdoor Life Network,
okay.
And that was really expensive. And the other thing, obviously, is you have to pay a cameraman, you have to pay an editor. There's costs involved in producing a television show. It's just like any other business. And the way you raise the money, you don't sell a product, but you're selling advertising on the show.
Sure.
And in the way of sponsorships.
So you start making money, but the airtime is paid for, the travel costs, the production costs, all those things are paid for. You start making a penny after that.
Right. If there's anything left over, that's your profit, and that's how you feed your family.
Gotcha. The show ran for how many seasons?
13 seasons.
What was it like juggling family? Okay, and for people that probably don't know the concept of the show, it was the Flyway Highway. So you follow the migration pattern of waterfowl, usually starting in Canada?
Exactly. We'd start every season filming up in Canada, northern Manitoba or Saskatchewan, usually in mid to late September. and we basically follow the birds down the migratory flyways. So by like January, we'd be in Texas or Louisiana, and of course we hit everywhere in between during those months. So that was the concept, the flyway highway, and we were chasing them in our duck truck. We had a big vehicle called the duck truck, and we chased the birds down the flyway, stopping at spot to hunt all through the duck seasons.
So what was your longest stretch of being on the road, away from your home and family?
Well, typically I'd go up to Canada every year, like I said, around September, mid-September, late September, and I'd be up there, sometimes 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
Because, it's not like you can go back and forth to Canada several times, and I'd try to get 3, maybe 4 episodes out of a trip.
And the season would be how many episodes?
13 episodes.
Okay, gotcha.
13 weeks. I aired every year for 2 quarters, that's 26 weeks. 13 original episodes would air the third quarter, then they'd repeat the fourth quarter.
Gotcha.
The third quarter is July, August, September, fourth quarter, October, November, December.
So if there's anyone out there that has the genuine passion and interest in starting their own show, could you summarize some tips for them?
Well, honestly, it's difficult, but it's doable. You have to really go out and sell yourself and sell the concept of the show, and you have to raise a lot of cash.
Any tips for that? Because, granted, I know yours is unique to the outdoor, hunting industry.
Right.
What mistakes did you make? What did you hit home runs on? What did you learn?
Well, like I said, you need to. It helps to know people. Sometimes it's not necessarily what you know; it's who you know. And I had a lot of contacts in the hunting industry because I worked in the hunting industry my whole life.
So safe to say, just general industry knowledge. Whatever that you're doing a show about rap battles, you better know a lot about that.
Exactly. You need to know the industry because you're going to be promoting the products that are in that industry on your show. You need to know the products. You need to know the companies, and you approach the companies. Give them your pitch, tell them what you can do for them, and that's the key. You don't just say, hey, you want to sponsor my television show? You want to say, look, this is what I can do on my show to help you sell more product. Because it's the bottom line is dollars. These companies that sponsor you, they want results, and they want people that watch the show and you promoting their products to go to the stores and buy the products. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. Craig, you've been an avid powerlifter, strength training athlete for a number of years. I know you don't do competitions, but I know you squatted in excess of 500 pounds, deadlifted 550 pounds or so. Mm-hmm. What did you do to maintain your strength and your general health and fitness during that rigorous season of filming? Were you able to train at all, or you just put it to the wayside?
Yeah, well, it was tough when I was on the road traveling, but I always found time. Typically you're duck hunting in the morning, and in the afternoons you've got some downtime. I'd find a local gym in a nearby town. I worked out in gyms all over North America. Sure. And it's kind of neat because I've seen a lot of different gyms, and so you need to find time. You got to try to find time. It's tough, but it's doable.
Right. And I'm gonna try to figure, if you're watching this through Facebook, I'm gonna try to get a link in the comments section. I watched a video of Craig doing some barefoot tumble turns yesterday, which, if you know anything about water skiing, it's a pretty darn intense, rigorous feat. Best way I can put it. So you're 50. How old are you now, Craig? 50.
I'll be 53 here in about a month.
53 in about a month. You're literally, your body is as strong, and as fit as it's ever been, to a point. Your strength level at age 25, was it as strong as you were today?
Oh, I'm stronger than I was at age 25.
Stronger than
might not look quite as good, but
sure. So my point being, I know a lot of guys might hit that half a century mark. Is there hope for them to get back in shape?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the key is to be consistent. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. I mean, I started working out and lifting when I was 17 years old, and that was a long time ago. You got to keep up with it. You have to make it a lifestyle choice, not just something you're going to do for a while, and then it takes a lot of commitment.
What does drive you to go attack those heavy weights still? Because it takes some significant effort. When you're getting up there in multiple hundreds of pounds lifts, it's nothing you can really do casually. How do you find the drive? How do you find the intensity to continue to do it?
Well, I've always enjoyed powerlifting, and it's just you just gotta want it. You just gotta want to do it.
Right. I've got a video I'm going to try to link to that too, where Craig shows you what wanting it is like in action. So we'll see if we can figure that out too. Well, all right, I appreciate your time. Just to let you guys know, I was up at Craig's Northwoods home. You moved up to northern Wisconsin full time now.
It's about 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Did a little snowmobiling, had some fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm begging for an invite back because it was a heck of a time. I couldn't ask for a better host and trail boss than Craig. It was a really good time. All right, well, hopefully our guests will find that informative, and I appreciate your time and effort, Craig.
Hey, no
Talk
problem.
to you soon, man.
Happy to do it.